Let's do the political topology quiz. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I said I was going to do this, and it's time to do it. I am going to do the political topology quiz. Earlier today, we looked at a Kamala Harris supporter being shocked that they were right wing on this topology quiz. Now we dive in to find out which one of our 9 political topology groups is best your match compared to the nationally representative survey of more than 10,000 U.S. adults by Pew Research Center. You may find some of these questions difficult to answer. That's okay. In those cases, pick the answer that comes closest to your view, even if it isn't exactly right. If you had to choose, would you rather have a smaller government providing fewer services, a bigger government providing more services? When you say you favor a bigger government providing more services, do you think it would be better to modestly expand on current government services, greatly expand on current government services? Which of the following statements come closest to your view? America's openness to people from all over the world is essential to who we are as a nation. If America is too open to people from all over the world, we risk losing our identity as a nation. In general, would you say experts who study a subject for many years are usually better at making good policy decisions about that subject than other people? Usually worse at making good policy decisions about that subject than other people? Neither better nor worse at making good policy decisions about that subject. Okay, this is the first time where it's like, it's not usually better. But, I mean, it's probably the closest. Experts are oftentimes very dumb, but, it depends. Thinking about the increased trade of goods and services between the U.S. and other nations in recent decades, would you say that the U.S. has gained more than it has lost because increased trade has helped lower prices and increase competitiveness of some U.S. businesses? Lost more than it has gained because increased trade has cost jobs in manufacturing and other industries and lowered wages for some U.S. workers? Lost more than it has gained. How much more, if anything, needs to be done to ensure equal rights for all Americans, regardless of their racial or ethnic backgrounds? A lot. Duh. Which comes closer to your view about what needs to be done to ensure equal rights for all Americans, regardless of their racial or ethnic backgrounds, even if neither is exactly right? Most U.S. laws and major institutions need to be completely rebuilt because they're fundamentally biased against some racial or ethnic groups. While there are many inequities in the U.S. and laws and institutions, necessary changes can be made by working within the... Okay. Question number 6. Which of the following statements comes closest to your worldview? Business corporations make too much profit. Most corporations make a fair and reasonable... No, business corporations should make no profit. That's the closest to my worldview. How much, if at all, would it bother you to regularly hear people speak a language other than English in public spaces? That's insane. On a scale of 0 to 100, where 0 means you feel cold and negative as possible, 100 means you feel as warm and positive as possible, how do you feel towards Democrats? I'm going to go with 10. How do you feel towards Republicans? 0. Which of these statements best describes your opinion about the United States? The U.S. stands above all other countries in the world. The U.S. is one of the greatest countries in the world, along with some others. There are other countries that are better than the U.S. Where is my option? Which is, the United States is a blight on progress for the working class all around the world, both historically and still currently. It is so bad that it's actually a blight on the domestic working class as well. The United States consistently works against the interests of bettering society, both here and also overseas. Okay? A continuation of the other shit stain on global history, which would be the British Empire. Okay? We are literally the number one at everything bad. Okay? We are not the number one in anything good, with like maybe some cherry pick data, like fucking, I don't know, brain cancer research or some shit. But like beyond that, we are literally evil. Okay? We're evil as fuck. I like that that's not an option though. There are other countries that are better than the US. How much of a problem, if any, would you say each of the following are in the country today? People being too easily offended by others, say. People being too easily offended, minor problem. People saying things that are offensive to others, major problem. For sure. That is a big problem, in my opinion, because I assume they're talking about hate speech. Which comes closer to review the candidates for political office, even if neither is exactly right? I usually feel like there's at least one candidate who shares most of my views. None of the candidates represent my views well. In general, how much do white people benefit from the advantages in society that black people do not have? A great deal. Do you think greater social acceptance of people who are transgender, people who identify as a gender that is different from the sex they were assigned at birth, is very good for society? Overall, would you say people who are convicted of crimes in this country serve too much time in prison, too little time in prison, about the right time? No. What the fuck? Who the fuck would say anything but too much time in prison? Which of the following statements comes closest to your view? Religion should be kept separate from the government policies. Government policies should support religious values and beliefs. In the future, do you think U.S. policy should try to keep it so that America is the only military superpower? Ew. It would be acceptable if any other country became as militarily powerful as the United States. How about no militarily power? I mean, yeah, fine, whatever. Wait, what? Quiz submissions. Oh, you bricked it, chat. Did you fucking brick it? Oh, so annoying. Annoying. An exercise in futility. It's not even necessarily your fault. It's probably the fault of the website for not assuming that they're going to get this much traffic. So what do? Do I just sit here and wait? Do I just refresh it? All right, well, we're not going to be able to do this right now, are we? What we will instead be doing now is